Hello and welcome to another edition of Sega Sundays. My name is Justin Towell, aka Cat Gone Crazy. Today we are playing the all-time classic Streets of Rage 2. This is a real Sega Mega Drive retail copy of the game, and it's playing on a real Mega Drive as well, so genuine Mega Drive 2 hardware here. I'm using a 3-button controller. That's a standard pack-in pad, and just check out this amazing intro. Music by Yuzo Koshiro. It's obviously continuing from the plot of the first game, with Mr. X seemingly vanquished, but he's back. And there he is. Quite scary. Yeah, very nice. So, I'm going to start the game, and we're going to just play probably the first 3 levels or so. I'm not quite confident enough to do the whole game, especially not on one credit, but you see the player 2 and Duel are greyed out. That's because I've only got the one controller plugged in. So, these are the characters for Streets of Rage 2. Axel, the main man, is back from the first game. Also, Blaze, his sidekick, and she's got all-round stats, so she's pretty good first choice. Then you've got Skate, who is Adam's kid brother. So Adam was the 3rd character in the first game, and now you get to play as his little brother, who's really cool, and I think has actually got an element of Sonic the Hedgehog in his sprite. Not sure who did the sprites, but Max is absolutely huge. Look at him. So he's incredibly powerful, very slow, but he's got a really nasty drop move that he puts someone down on his knee. Anyway, we're going to play as Axel, I think, for this. Now, there's an extra life to be had right at the start, and you might wonder why the game's moving slowly. That's because this is the PAL version. So, PAL and French CCAM versions of the Mega Drive ran at 50 Hz and therefore slower. We've talked about this in Sonic videos, but you can tell that it's not running at normal speeds. As for me, due to the way I'm capturing this, I've got a little bit of input lag, but it's not too bad. So Axel has got loads of moves at his disposal. First of all, you've got your basic combo by hammering the B button like this. Then you can do a grab move, and if you watch the bottom of this wire fence, there's a bit missing, see that? And that's what it was like on the original Mega Drive versions of the game. In all the re-releases, they fixed that. So obviously the game uses the Double Dragon template. It's very, very similar to Double Dragon. And stuck behind the energy bars. If you press B and C together, then you can actually strike behind you. If they come near me. Like that. Which is a nice move. You also have a special move, which you can access with A, like that. If you're holding a direction while you do it, then you lose health anyway, regardless of whether you hit anyone. But you also have another special move, not that one, which is this. And if you don't touch anyone, you won't lose any health, but if you do, then you do lose a bit of health. That's good for getting out of one of those situations where you're surrounded, you know. Some destructible elements of scenery. And if you double tap a direction and then push B, then you get this uppercut. When you get thrown, if you hold up and jump, then you can land on your feet. Nice little trick. But the sprites are beautiful. They're so much bigger than they were in the original Streets of Rage. It all runs brilliantly smoothly. You get the occasional bit of slowdown when the screen's really full of enemies, but and you get the pipe as well, which is pretty nasty. Good sound effect as well. You missed. Now, check out this one. This character is called Altet. And he gives you an extra life because he's worth 10,000 points. And I don't remember seeing that before, even though I'm playing the Mega Drive version. Quite amazing. I did a YouTube short about that, and lots of people saying what they thought. Apparently there are secret enemies like that hidden, well, not really secret, but special enemies in each stage, or at least a few of them. I do like to try and play through the first level and not take any damage. That's not happened here, but you get this really nasty street punk coming out of the shadows now. Check this out. There he is. And he is a nasty piece of work. So while you're holding an enemy, you can jump over them. And you get basically 3 moves. 3 moves while you're grabbing them. So let's try again. It also makes you drop any weapons. Isn't the music fantastic? Lovely sound effect there as the life is twirling around. Right, before I finish him off, I must get the... There we are. The chicken, because a roast chicken, of course, gives you full health. Doesn't really make sense. Then you go into the jazz club, and it just sounds so good. I always think that these signal enemies have got the Batman logo on their back. I don't know why they've got that. But it's not quite Batman, is it? Must be some kind of dog. Starling. Walk around with a starling on their back. Right, that's how many enemies on the screen there? 3, 4, 5. So playable, absolutely wonderful. If you don't mind losing some health, you can really show off with a special move. Now, when you're jumping in to hit an enemy like this, you can go in with your foot out in a big kick. But actually what's better is leaping in and holding down while you do it, because then you actually land sort of right next to them, so you can do the grab. Very, very clever. There are moves that the second sequel had that this doesn't, namely the dash up and down the screen. You could push up and sort of roll up the screen in the sequel to this, but not here. I think you could even run as well, although I think Skate does dash. If you double tap the direction, I think Skate does actually dash on this game. Mega Drive can't do transparencies, just like the Sega Saturn, so you get that mesh effect. Doesn't look so hot these days, but if you had an old television, even back in the days of cathode ray tubes, if you had an old one, now watch the barman, he runs out. There he goes. So you'll fight him in a minute. Yeah, old televisions would actually blur it quite well. Electra has got 2 health bars. And there used to be a rumour that there was an extra life behind the piano, but there isn't. There we go. They all have a knockout noise, and for the men, they sound like they're from Somerset, where I'm from. You are! I like that. Little bit of speech there. Come on! Lovely rain effects, great music again. And this is the barman who just ran outside. I'm not sure what he was going to get, because he seems ready for a fight, doesn't he? But he's not got any weapons. Perhaps he went to get his chicken. Makes sense. In my mind. Right, so they're holding up and jump. It's just so slick, and that's why I think this is probably the best game on Mega Drive. Everything about it is so wonderfully done, graphically. I wanted to finish with maximum health, but I can't pick that up now. Never mind. Yeah, the slow motion end as well. Yeah, graphics, music, it's all wonderful. Sound effects. Yeah, great stuff. So we'll do stage 2 and stage 3, I think. There's quite a lot of variety to the levels, but the game really hits its stride around level 3. Not sure why people have left their money in these oil cans. unlike Streets of Rage 4, you have to pick up your weapons with the punch button. Whereas Streets of Rage 4 has got a dedicated button, but of course with only 3 buttons on the controller they had to use something. But it does mean that you can accidentally get in a loop of picking up items until they disappear by hammering the punch button. Right. I love the way that you can throw enemies into other foes, that's very good. Once you're in a combo, it's not easy to get out of it. I jumped off anyway. You don't even have to see them on the screen to hit them. It's pretty good. Yeah. You knock them off their bike and their bike explodes. It does work as a grenade as well. Hurts all the enemies around. Oh dear, there's a real grenade. While I thrash the air. I suppose there's time to react, but not in that instance. You are. Just no time to react. So yeah, while you're doing the hold, you can vault over their head, which is pretty good. And he's grabbed hold of me, so you can get... In the third game, you could actually do a jump kick while they're holding you, so that was pretty cool, to kick enemies in front of you. So although they did make clear progress in some ways for the third game, it just wasn't as good as this. They could not recapture what made this game so good. When I was younger, I couldn't work out what these guys at the back were doing, and I have to say, that's still the case. I suppose they're sort of saying come on to their friend, but so we're meant to be in a moving vehicle, and I realise that now. Can I get the apple? Yeah. It's not easy to throw the weapons, you have to press B and C at exactly the same time. It's the same as doing the behind you hit. The backhander. Like that. Could go through the whole game just hitting behind me. Mega Drive showing off some water effect there at the bottom. Because there's, I think it's the river behind it, I don't think it's actually on the bit that we're on. This raised motorway. It is satisfying every time to not land from the throw. There's so many small environmental details. The glowing lights over there. Got the signs in the background. This enemy can be really difficult, but basically you just have to do the flying kick. Which I'll get to now. There we are. So Sometimes though he actually grabs hold of you and disappears off the screen and comes back with a really nasty attack. It was worth a go. No, it's just me and him. I see, if you turn your back, then he'll attack. Yeah, so that's a bit repetitive, but never mind. I think it's possible to grab him. I couldn't tell you how. Come on. It does telegraph the move quite well when he goes up like that. Oh. I don't want to lose life, that would be a shame. Okay, almost got him. One more hit, I think. Yeah. Very good. Now the game really starts to show off on level 3, especially graphically. There is a countdown timer, but I don't remember ever running out of time. So this uses a foreground layer of parallax to give the impression that you're sort of walking around a corner. Which is really cool. I've not seen many games do that at all, where the foreground moves slower than everything else. So the game was called Bare Knuckle 2 in Japan, and in a moment you'll see Bare Knuckle arcade machines, which is a lovely little touch. Here we go. And advertised on the wall, look, BK2, so that would be Bare Knuckle 2, and that's what this game is. If you're noticing a strange thing about the visuals, they seem to be blurry after Axel has moved, but as soon as he stops, then it gets sharpness again, and that's something to do with SCART, because I'm using a SCART cable. And I've noticed, doesn't matter what TV I do it on, SCART, if there's any kind of movement, will blur around that movement just for a split second before going sharp again. I don't know why that is. But it doesn't matter what game or what system, if it's through SCART, it does it. Can't find anything about it online either. And I'm sure it can't be me, so let me know in the comments if you know what that's all about. There's really a lot of opportunity for skillful play once you get the hang of it, but I would say that once you know all the moves, there aren't that many moves, and so the game can become a little repetitive, but I think that's my only criticism. I don't get bored of playing it really. Every time I put it on, I'll play it for several levels. Lovely detailed backgrounds as well. Still quite early in the Mega Drive's life. This was 1992. This came out around the time that Sonic 2 did. So Mega Drive really hit its stride. Really good sprite for that enemy. And now the pirate ship, and a bit like Treasure with Gunstar Heroes. Look at that background. In a minute that will rotate. And I don't know how they did it, because it seems to rotate more than just bits of it going up and down. And it also rotates really smoothly, and I just don't know how they did it. Yeah, look at that. How is the Mega Drive doing that? That's a Mega CD effect, surely. You can see at the left-hand side of the screen the effect is going a little weird. But not that weird. Problem is, while you're fighting, you don't see the background. So I only noticed it once as I finished this scene and he walked off, and I thought, oh, look at the background, it's doing something really clever. I hadn't even noticed for years. Wow, samurai sword. But if it gets dropped too many times, you don't get to use it. Gosh, yeah. Ah, fantastic background effect. So good. The music's wonderful. I mean, what an atmosphere. And the background as well, those sparkles. I'm surprised he didn't add more parallax to this scene, but maybe that's because of this foreground layer. Is that Jack again, or is that someone else? Oh, Dino. Oh, he's having a good time. I would like that apple. There is kind of a bug where you can just keep punching repeatedly, especially with Dino there. If you let go of the button. Like this. So he's never going to win this fight. You just don't have to press it too quickly, so if you do, it goes into the combination attack. And then you get the weird bit, and the game does get a bit strange at times. I don't know if this is meant to be like Alien. Alien would have been reasonably big around the time. Alien 3 was the thing in 1982, I think. You can hear people laughing, that's people outside my office. My door is closed. If the game looks a bit of a mess in this section, I would agree. It always did. Doesn't matter what kind of TV you're using, that mist just doesn't look very good. But it is technically quite impressive, I suppose, with well, it looks like horizontal interrupts, but over the top, so that can't be what it's doing. They really threw everything they had at this game to make it amazing. If you're wondering what that noise is, you're meant to. It's that weird alien over there. There it is. It's so weird. So really you have to get in there with the flying kicks, I think. And I think it's actually going to win this fight. Yeah. What's it called? Fearless. Yeah, so it did win the fight. Okay, well I think that's probably about it for this edition of Sega Sundays. Just going to finish off Fearless. Great noises. Let me know in the comments what you think of Streets of Rage 2. There it goes. And, oh, that's not the end. I thought that was the end. I suppose you have to exit this bit. Oh yeah, there's a boss here, yeah. After this guy. But yeah, do let me know what games you'd like me to tackle for future editions of Sega Sunday. Here he is. It's a bit like Blanca from Street Fighter II. And that might be deliberate. He doesn't like being hit with the special attack combo because he gets out of it. Zamza. I'm laughing because when I was younger, I remember saying to my sister, "Oh, I'd hate to look like that," and she said, "No one looks like that. It's not real." Good times. And that's the great thing about this game. Actually, you can play it in 2-player co-op, and that's really good fun. I even played that with my girlfriend, who doesn't really enjoy video games, but we did play. We did play Streets of Rage 2, but we finished Streets of Rage 4 together, and that was great. So this game really does have quite universal appeal. Not completely universal, because obviously the subject matter isn't for everyone. It wasn't really for my parents, but they did let me and my sister play it, begrudgingly. Okay, there's another life lost to Zamza. And that's the last of the moves that we haven't really seen, is the jump kick. Not that one, this one. Okay. Almost there. I'm sure there are people who know exactly what they're doing in this game and can one-life the whole thing, and I'm sorry that I'm not that good at it, but I do just enjoy playing it. Oh, I thought that was it then. Come on, Axel, you got it. Yeah! That is the end. Surely. Yeah. Stage 3 clear. Well, I think I'm going to leave it there, so thank you very much for watching. Keep it pinned to Sega Sundays every Sunday from 8 AM in the UK. As I say, if you're in the US, then that'll be there when you wake up. But yeah, thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you again soon. Cheers!